A meteor shower spreads across the globe. Sheriff Jim Tyson in a small town spends his last days searching for missing criminals. In a cornfield, he discovers their abandoned truck. After receiving his award for service and retiring, he returns to the cornfield, where he meets extraterrestrial life and becomes their first victim. In the US, Anisha Malik, mother of two, rushes to pick up her kids from school, only to find that her husband is cheating on her. In Afghanistan, Trevante Cole, a Navy SEAL operator, is dealing with PTSD after the loss of his child. In London, an epileptic schoolboy named Casper is picked on for having a wheelchair-bound mother. In Japan, Mitsuki, a Japanese communication specialist worker at the JASA, they celebrate the launch of the Hoshi 12, a year-long mission to gather intelligence from space. Mitsuki awaits their return eagerly, savoring every moment until she learns that they lost connection with the shuttle, only to learn that it was destroyed by debris, because this is invasion. Sent home for the day, the country mourns the death of the 3 astronauts, but Mitsuki aims to solve this mystery, and stealing the director's keycard, using it to access the last stored files and memories of the destruction, analyzing back to the last words after the impact, Wajo, or a castle in Japanese. Across the world, they are unable to help, facing all sorts of terroristic attacks. Dealing with the fallout of cheating, the Maliks try to escape town. Anisha learns that Ahmed was planning on divorcing her and that the girl he was cheating on her with is pregnant. Nevertheless, they escape with the family. Bridges now blocked, they take random roads, down back alleys to escape the city, even stealing a car because the Tesla needs to recharge. They stop for Lucas to take a leak, and while they are arguing, he disappears. They search for him across the forest and are met by an old couple that take the family in. Now with martial law imposed and with a curfew set in place, they rest for the night until the next day. Worried about rations getting low, they need to figure out who is going on the supply run. Anisha volunteers, assuming that Ahmed is staying with the kids, because previously he tried to leave them all behind with the neighbors. She takes the car to an abandoned grocery store and is caught by soldiers, admitting that she is a doctor. In a daze, she follows them and trying not to let them take the kids away. She lies about not having anyone behind. They take her to camp where she meets Dr. Torres. They begin sewing up victims and taking out extraterrestrial materials. Navy SEAL Trevante and his SEALs are sent into Afghanistan to fight off the terrorists. During a siege, they are caught in an ambush by a giant flying ship. Their bullets are stopped mid-air and sent back, wounding all of them. Waking up from the mess alone, Cole finds no one. His radio has no signal and he is deserted. After days and nights spent wandering around unable to communicate, he finally gets a signal. Evading enemy soldiers, he sneaks down a hospital to find his comrade. Followed down, he fights his way outside. When now deceased, Cole is alone once again. He returns to camp with no one in sight. He manages to get a signal and call his wife. With a strained relationship over him, effectively leaving her behind after their child died, on a field trip, Casper gets close with Jamila, a girl he has a crush on. Distracted, and also having an epileptic episode, their bus driver drives off the edge into a massive hole in the ground. Not so long after, he dies. Monty tries to blame Cass for it, and using the fact that his father beat his mother into the wheelchair to climb up the hole. The entire group follows him, finding Russian satellite equipment scattered nearby. They track along the road to an abandoned truck filled with sweets. They depart with the group, as several of them want to stay behind with the food truck, and the rest go home. The smaller groups follow the track and meet a driver. Mitsuki organizes a meeting with the director, believing that the crew is still alive because she heard the words Wajo after the impact. He confirms that they believe they are aliens and that they are leaving residue or trying to terraform the planet. The people investigating the JASA are linguists. Across the world, the president reports that aliens have been sighted. Long story short, he helps her break into the compound, and with Hinata's father, who knew she liked women but was disappointed she didn't tell the world. They manage to make contact with the aliens, and in fact, Hinata speaks back to them, but they are unsure if Hinata is alive or the aliens are using her voice. Moved to camp, Anisha finally remembers her family and forcing them to let her out of the truck. She runs on foot until she comes across deceased soldiers and returns home, where abandoned, she finds everyone hidden in the attic, hiding from the alien downstairs. The old couple start to get paranoid and blame the Maliks for the trouble. Forcing them out, this noise causes them to be killed by the monster. As Ahmed is now injured and they manage to kill the alien with a stone Lucas had found, they meet back up with the soldiers, and in a fit of rage, Anisha has an affair with Dr. Torres until they learn about the stone that can kill aliens. The soldiers aim to retrieve more of it and try to transport the family back to their location. During this, they are attacked by rebels. Their car is flipped as the Maliks flee into the forest. Ahmed triumphantly stays behind as the family runs through the forest. He is caught, and his final words are for them to run whilst shots ring out. They hide out in an abandoned house. Alone, Cole runs into a family fleeing the country. Together, they drive to a nearby airport. After offering up his expensive rifle, they let him on board. Landing in London, he learns that all air traffic is being grounded. Unable to make it home, he begins day drinking. Told about the aliens in London, they convince the driver to drop them back at the gates of London. Now abandoned, they split off. Not before Monty apologizes to Cass for everything he has done. He returns home, but finds that his mother is deceased, being killed by an alien. They search through the war-torn lands, where bullets don't affect the aliens. Inside a bar, they run into Cole, and show him the sketches of the foreboding future that Cass has sketched out, even before it has happened, and one of which is Cole's crest, saying that he can see through the alien's eyes during a seizure. Rushed to the nearest hospital, they begin performing tests on Cass and inducing a seizure, where he spots that they are outside of the hospital. The aliens begin converging on them. Cole struggles to fight them off and learns that fire is one of their main weaknesses, but they are overrun. Casper connects to them and controls the aliens, forcing them to stop. In Japan, they ready the nukes. The short amount of time they got to speak with Hinata, whether she is dead or alive, it gives them a pinpoint of their location, and they fire the nuke, or the aliens die as a result. Failing to terraform the Earth, the world celebrates as they have just survived an invasion, though Anisha is still skeptical and reasons that they should continue to hide. Cole returns home, promising to get a new safer job, and rejoins his wife. Cass is considered brain dead, and Jamila spends his last moments with him, and learns that her mother is still alive. Grieving the loss of her love, Mitsuki runs into a Japanese monk, the last remaining monk, as an invasion typically shifts people's views, and it makes Mitsuki question her belief in forever. Still trying to contact Hinata. Having a picnic on the beach, Cole flips through Cass's sketchbook. An uneasy feeling covers him as a gigantic spaceship envelops the sky. In Cass's mind, still alive, he relives the trauma of his mother's brutalization as he wakes up at the morgue. The world has formed the WDC to fight against them. President Mabot delegates the research to Nikhil, leading the alien research. They pick up Mitsuki, who is now trying to help fight off the aliens in Japan, as more and more sprout up by the day. They research the fallen alien ship. Inside it contains an alien consciousness. Being the only person able to contact the aliens prior, Mitsuki is their only hope. Wearing thick astronaut-like suits, the alien consciousness brings up memories of Hinata as a child. Mira's purpose as a scientist is to monitor Mitsuki's vitals and pull her out when she is in danger, as long time spent with the alien consciousness causes destruction of mental capacities. In London, Jamila and her mother live together, supporting the village as they live off the land. Dreams of Casper being alive drive her aspirations through the roof. After days of bringing up the idea to rescue Casper and being rejected, she leaves home. Running away from officers, the aliens have already started terraforming large portions of the city, with most of it being warded off. They leave her a mask to protect herself from breathing in the spores. Close by, she seeks refuge at a soup kitchen and meets back up with Alfie and Darwin. They decide to accompany her on the adventure. Inside a garage, they struggle to steal a luxury car, as Monty, the remaining guardian, catches them. Now stuck with the duty of taking care of his sister, they have been waiting for their parents to return for a while, and with the love for maps and exploration, Penny convinces Monty to join the adventure. Driving down the vacant highway, blocked by the military, they make their way on foot. Arriving at the abandoned morgue that leads them to a hospital that he was transported to. At the abandoned hospital lie corpses from an alien attack, but as Monty starts to get feelings for Jamila, they spot Cass, the only and last survivor, a shell of what he was. Cass has missing memories and parts of him are still a blur, still with a fondness for Jamila, and together they set off to reconnect with the kindred spirits. Following the compass in his mind, they track down the special kids like Casper, with connection to the Hive. Unable to leave war behind, Travante's family feel that he is distant and implore him to go fight against the aliens and then return home. Through Casper's notebook, he finds a similar crater on the internet. He follows this lead to a small town, but the sneaking around gets him placed in prison. Appealing to Rose's love for the town and believing that he can actually stop the aliens and return all the missing people, she helps him escape, and together they map out where the missing people have been abducted. The spiral leads them to a shell of a man, unable to remember, and repeating the words Roger. They quickly hide as the military come and take this man away. They follow the truck to a military base and fails to unveil they lock the vault, and shortly after, Rose is caught too. Anisha and her kids start getting into trouble, becoming bandits that steal to survive. Their aspiration lands them in trouble, as Luke is caught stealing from the military convoy. Infamous Anisha, with the special stone, is arrested. In their transportation, they meet Clark Evans, a mysterious leader, certain that they will escape, and they come across an injured child. A ruse for the military to stop their convoy, and the rebellious movement resistance group rise to rob the convoy, releasing their leader Clark and freeing the family. They escape before backup arrives. Miles away, they try to retrieve a lost family overrun by aliens. Luke runs off to try and help, and Anisha leaves Sarah with the stone, following Luke into the darkness. In the end, they rescue the family with the help of the flamethrowers, but Sarah is now missing. They believe she was kidnapped by the military during this extravaganza. They follow their tracks to a base and infiltrate it with ease, meeting the same soldiers on the road and confirming that Sarah was once there. Then use this commander to lead them to the next military base, sneaking inside to the bottom vault where they run into Travante and Rose. Promising to show them where Sarah is, they reluctantly release them. They come across the missing members of the community. Promising to get them all out, they trudge on, shooting it out with the soldiers as Anisha steals Sarah and the alien shard, making it outside only to be caught. The other part of the military group go to round up the rest of the movement, and Luke shows his ability to stop the aliens in their track. Back at the labs, the testing has worn out Mitsuki, barely getting any sleep and her consciousness sinking in and out of the alien hive mind. Myra is worried that overworking and exhaustion could cost her mentally. She even stakes her job on them slowing down, but with the sole purpose of solving the alien issue, Nikhil fires Mira. Not before getting in her last hurrah. She disabled all of the suits except Nikhil's one, challenging him to get the results. This doesn't end well, as his ego almost costs him his life. Mitsuki gives in to the alien and decides to disarm herself, knowing that her sacrifice is the only chance they have. Using the alien consciousness as a portal, back with Casper, scared that he's still a part of the hive mind. As a tremor sets throughout the kids, Casper is the only one unaffected, and they start to worry that the alien hive mind has taken over Casper. Arguing over Monty's affection for Jamila and her not reciprocating, overall, Casper decides to connect to the alien hive mind and try to save them, whilst Mitsuki controls the hive mind and opens the portal for Travante to take over with the alien shard. He aims to end the aliens and enters the portal. Inside, Casper meets up with him through his consciousness, and like a guide, they work together now inside the hive mind. As the portal closes and unsure if Mitsuki is alive or not, this is when the series ends. Make sure to subscribe, and if you like the videos I make and want to support the channel, consider joining the memberships. And for more, watch this.